Hey friends, it's Caitlin and Tishka here from Spill the Reads, and today I'm going to be reviewing a book called Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor. And let me just say, reviewing a book when you didn't really enjoy it is already kind of awkward, and it feels especially awkward when you're talking about a book that's like being praised for diversity. And look, I enjoyed those parts of this book. The author and character in the book are disabled Nigerian American women. And look, I thought that was great. Let me just say that. But that didn't save the story for me. So I'm not going to praise a book and give it 5 stars just because it was diverse and kind of edgy. This was a buddy read I did. What are you doing? He wants scratchies. This is a buddy read I did with Curious Cat. This book has been on my radar for a while, but I was kind of intimidated by the fact that it's a big sci-fi book. It's like 450 pages, and I did a combo of audiobook and ebook. The audiobook was 16 hours long. So when you put that much time into a book, like you really want to love it. And yeah, I just didn't. By the way, I'm gonna try to just like speak for myself because Kat herself is like an author, so like I don't want to like put words in her mouth. Whether or not she decides to do her own like book review on her booktube is like her decision. And if she does, I'll be sure to link it in the description. So anyway, let me tell you a bit about this book, and then I'll tell you what I liked and didn't like, and I'll also tell you like what some of the drama is on Goodreads that you'll see like if you look at some of the 1-star reviews. So this is contemporary fiction, metafiction, and science fiction all kind of together. I've never read a book that was like so meta before. It's kind of trippy. So yeah, the author herself, like I read that she had scoliosis or some kind of history where like she was in a wheelchair and maybe now she has a cane. I'm not entirely sure. She's also Nigerian American, and her protagonist, Zelu, she is this writing professor and aspiring author, and she ends up like hitting rock bottom basically as soon as the story starts. She's at a wedding for one of her sisters, and she gets news that she's been fired because of like some mean critiques that she made of a student's work. And she also learns that her book has been like rejected again. So she's kind of hit rock bottom, and she's like super angry, and I feel like this kind of rage has like fueled this like new inspiration to just like try something totally different. And she ends up like writing this totally different book. It's like science fiction, which she's never written before, and she writes this book in like a year. She has to move in with her parents, like she's broke, and they're like, when are you going to get a new job? And so she's writing, like basically writing to like save her life. And yeah, she ends up finishing this book. She sends it to her agent, and boom, complete 180. Like her life completely changes. This book is going to change the world, and her luck has just like turned up. So we get to see the story within a story. Her story is called Rusted Robots, and the chapters kind of like we go between Zelu's life, which is like supposed to be maybe like the near future Chicago, and then we also see like chapters of Rusted Robots. And so they kind of like take turns. And what's kind of like weird and interesting that like I've never seen this before, everything that happens in the Rusted Robot story, like in some mirrored way, it also like is inspired by something that happened in Zelu's life. And so this was like interesting, but like I don't know, I didn't like really love it after a while. I'm also going to really try to avoid spoilers. Let me just say there's a lot of technology. There's things like self-driving cars, like space travel, maybe like advancements in medicine, if I can be vague. And yeah, so Zelu is kind of experiencing like all these things. Now, look, this is just my opinion, but I have to share it nonetheless. A big part of the story like hinges on the fact that Rusted Robots is such a good book. Like it's an important part of the story, like how good this book is. Like it's just incredible. There's never been a book like this before. Personally, I didn't really like that story at all. These were the only parts of the book that were challenging for me to like stay engaged with, but that's also because I don't really love science fiction. Like if I want to read a book and it happens to be science fiction, like I will read it anyway. I also don't really love fantasy. I'm seeing a lot of people be like, oh, it's just like Wall-E, or it's just like Project Hail Mary, like it's stolen. Like I feel like everything in sci-fi reminds you of something else in sci-fi because like it's all about robots in the future and we all kind of have the same like ideas. Do you know what I mean? And so I just like didn't really like it. Like I thought the only cool part about it is that it's like in Nigeria. So it's fun to imagine like dystopian Nigerian land, but I still would have like preferred to see this like as a movie because I don't love trying to imagine what things like this look like. Like world building is not my favorite. But to me, I didn't like how childish the story was. Like it's all about storytelling, like, oh, the robots love stories. Basically, like we have a bunch of, they're called animations, like different types of robots. And there are these robots that like love stories. They can't write them themselves, but they can like um, study what stories humans have already written. It's kind of like AI and publishing a little bit. And they're like battling against these things called the no bodies, which are like these evil kind of robots that don't have physical bodies and they like hate everything about humanity. And so they're kind of like battling it out. And basically, we learn that the planet is going to be destroyed in like a year. And so the main robot, it's called a Hume. Um, she has to like try to like save the planet. Anyway, so this is like the whole story that's got everyone in the real world, in Zelu's world, like all excited. Like her book is just the biggest hit. Everyone has a copy. People have like read it a bunch of times. Like even in Nigeria, they're making like bootleg movies of like of her book. And but like no matter what happens, like Zelu is just like never happy, and her family is never like proud of her either. So there's a lot of kind of like toxicity and like family drama. Um, I don't know. Like obviously, it's not super fun to read, but for me, I did enjoy like learning about the Nigerian American experience versus like when she actually goes to Nigeria. And even though like she's grown up like in the customs and like eating the food, trying to like learn a bit of the language, like they still kind of treat her like an outsider. And I'm not going to say like what happens when she goes there, but yeah, these parts kind of reminded me of like what I didn't like about the book, The Ministry of Time, where like it feels like there's like a bunch of different genres. Like there's a part in Nigeria that feels like a thriller, and it's just like this book just like tries to do a lot. It's very ambitious. It's a very ambitious like concept in general, but it's just like too much. There's too much going on in one story. And I'm so glad that this was a buddy read because like I had someone to like hold my hand and be like, what is going on? There's just too much. And Zelu's story is told in these tiny little snippets over like basically her whole life. We see all these moments, but like it's kind of hard to follow because you just see like tiny bits, a lot of like wasted time, kind of obsessing over certain things. And you're like, why is this being talked about for like multiple chapters? There's also a lot of kind of drama about some other things in the book, like it's kind of undeniable that there's like a character that's like Elon Musk. They kind of put him in like a positive light, and there are just like too many similarities. Like it's a little bit strange. Like you don't really know what the author was like trying to do. There's also, like I kind of mentioned before, a little bit of like glorifying AI being useful in the publishing industry. There's also been a lot of like comments on Goodreads, especially in like 1-star reviews, calling this misogynistic, transphobic, ableist, racist, and things like that. Oh yeah, the other thing is that Zelu's character is like very unlikable. She makes some really selfish decisions sometimes. Like you're constantly like, why are you doing that? Or like, why are you not standing up to your family? Or like, why are you letting this person push you in this direction? Or like, why are you not working on the rest of your books? Like she's just kind of a complicated person. So you have to kind of keep that in mind. So yeah, even if I didn't love this book, it was a challenge. Like I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I read it with a friend, and I'm definitely going to like keep looking for new and interesting books to read, even if they might be out of my comfort zone. And I also really want to try Nigerian food after reading this, because I had already read My Sister the Serial Killer, which is another like Nigerian book, and that book had a lot about Nigerian food. But now after reading this, like there's so much talk about food, like I really want to try some. So yeah, thanks for watching this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tishka is sleeping on another bed right now. Yeah, let me know if you plan on reading this book or if you already read it, what your thoughts are. I'm super curious. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye. He's ready to, I don't know. What are you ready for? Ready to go outside? Ready to walk? No, to the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no, yeah, to the no. It's high time that I do my book review for oh my gosh, I almost said I Who Have Never Known Men. Butterfly in the sky.